This conference is being recorded. Only the main conference is recorded.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Garrett DeBate. I'm an assistant director here with the Office of State Procurement. Today, we'll be going through our new website and showing you all around. With me today, we have
Jeremy Meisky. I'm a business analytics specialist.
Okay. So first, I want y'all to let us know if there's something you normally get to on our website, or if there's something you can't find on our new website, and just send it over to us in the chat or in the Q&A. And first, I'm going to get started with a couple items. So what you should see on your screen right now is the state procurement homepage. One thing I want to bring to your attention is that once you go to procurement.la.gov, which is our website, if you click home on there, which is what I'm doing now, it's going to bring you to the Louisiana Division of Administration homepage. So if you do that by accident, because I do it very often, just go and click Division Offices, and you can come back down and get back to Office of State Procurement. Okay. So on our main page, you see the three main sections. We have agency resources, vendor resources, and training resources. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a little office overview here. Then it'll bring you to quick links. These are things that we think would be very helpful that are just easy to get to. Then you have a little contact us section, procurement help desks. See that you have a help desk for purchasing items, a help desk for professional contracts, and a vendor help desk. Under that is where you'll find some new information and announcements. So if there's any new memos or anything that we send out, you can easily get to them here. Okay, next we will go to OSP's Overview and Staff Directory. So if you click this, you'll see OSP's Overview, our mission, and here you can find our strategic plan, the tasks that each team handles, a list of debarred vendors. Below that, you'll get to our staff directory. First, you'll see we have the help desk listed again. Below that, management. So if there's someone you need to contact from our office and you're not sure, you can kind of use this page as a guide. And if you click on someone's name, it should pop up an email for them. Okay. Here we have the analytics team, blanket orders team, commodities teams 1 and 2. On these, I just wanted to point out, if you click here, you can also get to a list by commodity of each person on those teams. So if I click here, I can say, okay, Mason Bourgeois, these are all the commodities that he handles. That's who I need to contact for fire protection equipment and supplies. Okay, so let's go back. Then we have one-time buys, professional contracts, and then the 2 RFP teams. Next, I am going to take you over to the Agency Resources tab. So I'm going to come back and click on Office of State Procurement here. You can click Agency Resources. And also, you probably noticed, you can also get to this information in the left menu. So if you click Agency Resources here, you'll get to the same page. From here, we can split out to go to the information for professional contracts or for purchasing. And then we do have a section for general that kind of covers both groups. So this is, again, you'll find our procurement handbook. Also, if you have any information, you can get to the Hudson Veteran Initiative here, and this brings you to that whole program. And you can get to your goals, past year status reports, and any resources and information you need here. Again, we have our agency publications, memos, past memos. I believe this goes back to, let's see, fiscal year 2000. So we have large history of the memos. Okay, again, legal information, employee purchase program, procurement links, and then links to ProAct. Okay, from here, I am going to go into professional contracts. Again, this is a piece that you can get to from this page or in the left menu. Okay, this just gives you a little bit of information about what the professional contracts are. And PPCS, you'll see that a lot. That's just going to stand for personal, professional, consulting, and social service contracts. Okay, what I'm going to scroll down to here, this is just some general forms and information. Some things that you may be looking for that are very useful. Right here are the PPCS contract review checklist, the PPCS procedures for submitting a contract awarded by the request for proposals process, information what's required on monthly reporting, and then also information for the procurement support team, or PST. Below that, you'll have forms and formats that are used for professional services. There's a lot that are required, so here you'll find VA-22s, board resolutions, justifications, contract performance evaluation, some model RFPs, award concurrence, and that type of information.
Okay.
Oh, we do have one question so far. Let's see, what do we have?
So if you could go over and show them where it would be listed for the JLCB process for the contracts.
Can you clarify what you're referring to for the JLCB process?
I did ask to clarify. They haven't responded yet.
Okay.
And, Lakeisha, I believe they're gonna get to yours, but I'll make sure they know to go, she is looking for a list of product categories. She didn't know where to go to find it. So we'll just make sure that they get to that.
Okay.
So continuing on this professional contract section, a lot of these items on these forms and format area are going to be for the professional services RFP process. That is specifically for contracts that will be resulting in a social service or, I'm sorry, an RFP process that will be resulting in a social services or consulting contract. If you are looking for documents for RFP for complex services, which would fall under purchasing, there's a link here that'll bring you to that area, but we'll get to that in just a second. So going into the purchasing section, again, here we have the complex services piece. So if you're looking for RFP stuff under purchasing complex services, you can click here and it'll bring you to the section with all of the documents for that, which differ from those professional contracts versions. There are some memos that are specific to this process, so it should give you some information that you may need. We'll go back to the purchasing page now. So here we have a variety of things. There's some technology, there's links. These are mostly just links to other areas. So agency forms, and we have the instructions here for the dynamic. This is something that is going to be for all of the areas with PDFs. If it's a dynamic Adobe form and you click the link and it brings you into your web browser, it will not work. You will have to download that document from there in order to be able to utilize those forms and send them in. Let me see if I can find one. So basically what you'll do is you'll click on this, it'll bring it up. It's not going to look like anything. It's just going to have this loading screen. You'll have to come over here and click on the download button and then look for it in your download folder. So again, agency forms, this should have all of the same documents that the old website had for agency forms. Just to call out a couple of things that are usually pretty important, we have the Emergency Procurement Handbook. Emergency Procurement Handbook. That is a PDF you can download. Some printing documents, sole source proprietary, request for training, things like that. This page also includes the information for quasi and political subdivisions for getting enrolled in that process, and also a link to the technology contracts. Featured contract also contains a link, and this is where a lot of information is going to be that people are going to use daily. So going to that featured contracts page, which you can also get to from the left sidebar, we've got a link to our ECAT search, We've got a link to a PDF with contract titles and T numbers to help you locate things. We've got, a list of the lapse contracts, which will help you locate things and look at the end dates. This looks like it is the wrong web page, actually. This is the old one. I don't know why it's pulling the old one. Can you check real quick on the, I'm gonna mute real quick because we updated this and this looks like an old version. I'm gonna try to find the new version for you real quick. Okay, I apologize for that. So basically what happened here is that we have two links, and one was going to the old version, so I will get that corrected, and going forward, you should be able to click on either one and get to this correct web page. This is the correct one. It'll say guidelines and resources at the top, and like I said before, it's got the ECAT, it's got the contracts by title and T number, and lapse contracts to help you locate things. From there, we have the memos again, the memo archives again, and we have a section for special contract rules. This will include kind of a write-up on what each of these means, a basic overview, and some information on where to find things. And below that, we've got the actual featured contracts area. It's broken out by contract type. So, for example, we've got office supplies, we've got courier services, copiers, furniture contracts. I'm not going to open all of these. It should be very similar to what was there before. It's just in a slightly different order, hopefully a little bit easier to find. We've got the technology information is below that here. We got microcomputers and peripherals. It says a lot of contracts on it. Same with all the rest of these. These all fall under the technology area. We also have all of the vehicle contracts listed here. You can also get to this by typing in fleet.la.gov, and that'll bring you right back here. It includes instructions on how to go through the vehicle purchasing process. It's got a list of contracts that are related to vehicles, such as light bars, aftermarket auto parts, automotive shop equipment, things like that, tires. This also includes the fuel card link and the bulk fuel link. So if you're looking for those, they're under the vehicle-related contracts tab. And then the vehicles are broken out in the same way that were on the old website, including the Lamont contracts for fire trucks and specialty vehicles for Homeland Defense. And then if I go back to the RFP page, just to show you all this again, this will send you back if you are looking for something related to, I'm sorry, this is different. I'm sorry. This is the procurement support team for complex services. The process for complex services is different than the process for professional contracts with PST. So please make sure that you are utilizing the correct link for which process you're utilizing, because it will have slightly different information, different timelines, schedules, things like that. Okay. Did I have enough thing to hit? Just training. Okay. And then under training, we've got, this should be pretty self-explanatory mostly. We've got all of our different training modules that are available. These are going to be PDFs in many cases. We've got webinar recordings listed here. So if you've missed something or you want a refresher on things, I would encourage y'all to go look at this. Some RFP-specific training. And then there's some vendor trainings as well. So if you have, y'all can take a look at this. If you have a vendor that's asking for information, you can send them here. You can also send them to our vendor resources page, which includes a lot of FAQs. These used to be scattered around. They've all been combined into this area, so everything should be in this one spot. And then underneath of this, we've got vendor-specific forms. And we've got vendor instructions we've got contracting opportunities, and we've got training over here. So the vendors should be able to come to this web page and find almost everything that they need. Now, in reference to the commodity codes, we do have that under the vendor area right now. We can probably put it somewhere else as well. Going forward, we'll look into that. But right now, if you go to the vendor registration tab down here, you'll see the code search and you'll see the commodity codes list. And this is because they need that in order to set up their accounts to make sure that they get notified of bids. So that's why it's in this section.
Okay, someone just asked, what is the exact location of procurement of professional contracts not associated with complex services?
Okay, that's going to be under the agency resources. So we're going to go to agency resources, we're going to go to professional contracts, and we're going to scroll down, and it's going to be all of this. So depending on which part of the process you're utilizing, you can look under the PPCS contract review checklist, the PPCS procedures for submitting a contract awarded for the, or by a request for proposal process, the monthly reporting for items that you're doing under your own delegation, and then we've got all the forms and templates down here as well with links to samples. So like, for example, model RFP should be the RFP template for PPCS. And it's opening up into a Word document, so I can't actually show you that right now without sharing that part of the screen. But if you go to the, DOA/OSP/agency-resource, then the OSP-professional-contracts.
Y'all have any other questions or anything else that you normally try to find on our website? And for the JLCB question, I'm not sure what they were trying to get to. If it's in regards to the new law that passed last year, for any contracts over $25 million that need to be approved by them, I don't think we have anything specifically on our website regarding that, but we can look into adding something with directions on that.
Also, if you look along this top bar here, we've got the heading at the top, and then here you can see kind of the tab of exactly where we are on any given page so that you can find it more easily. So like you can see for this professional contract part that we were talking about, it's going to be under the Office of State Procurement, Agency Resources, OSP Professional Contracts. If you have any questions going forward, or you find anything that's missing that you normally used to pull off of the website, I would encourage you to email the OSP webmaster email address, and let me make sure I can display that for you so you can grab it. Let's see. Is it on here? Oh, it's not on there. But it's going to be ospwebmaster@la.gov.
And let us know if you click on something, because all this is new and we tried bringing everything over from the old website. So if you click on something and you get some type of error or it brings you to something that looks outdated, just let us know, contact us, help desk, and they'll get it over to us.
And you will find probably that there are links within PDFs that are going to be inaccurate because they're going to be pointing to the old website. So let the whoever you're working with or the help desk know those, or the webmaster email, and we can get that taken care of and get you the correct link and get it updated for everyone else.
Yeah. We are working to get all of that corrected, but it's just taken some time, so it should be done in the near future. So if we don't have anything else, we'll give y'all another minute to type anything in. But if we don't have anything else, we'll go ahead and end the webinar.
I'm telling him no.
We had a Q&A for, walking through the process. Is there oh, Amber's typing.
Well, he can answer.
Is there what process are you referring to?
Update.
For updating any kind of contract, I would reach out directly to the buyer who helped you, or the spot who helped you in the last instance. So if it's a purchase order, you can look at who processed that for you. And if it is a 44 contract, then there should be buyer information on there. I would reach out to them first, because it's going to kind of depend on what the exact contract is, how it was awarded in the first place. There's just a lot that goes into that, so there's not one process for everything. So the best bet would be to reach out to that analyst and see kind of where you are and what documentation they're going to need to do either a renewal or rebid or kind of whatever the situation is.
This is answering a question about getting notified when forms are updated on the OSP website, for example, the PPCS contract. I'm going to say yes. Those updates should be going out as an email blast. So I'm sorry that you weren't notified of that change, but in the future, those should be going out as an email blast when that gets posted to our website. So again, if that did not happen, I apologize. Yeah, if you want to send that email, send us your email address. You can type it in the chat if you feel comfortable doing that, or just send it to the panelist, and we can check on that for you and get back with you.
Just make sure she.
Okay, if that's all we have, we will go ahead and end this webinar.